Hello friends, welcome to my channel Syntax Adda. My name is Ravi Ranjan and this video I am recording for the purpose of uh, you know interactive Java programming. Okay, in general. So since this is my very first video on the programming, so I just want to start with few concepts which are widely used in Java. So today I'm going to start with the interactive Java programming. Okay. So what does it mean? Okay. When we talk about the interactive Java interactive programming in Java, so it means when we write program in Java, okay, then there is sometimes there is a need to take the input from the user, right? Either from console or from terminal, right? So in that case, so we want to interact with our program, okay, which we have written in Java. Okay, so we have the following technique as you can see here, right? So the first technique, if we'll talk about, okay, so very first technique, if I'm talking about, that is the command line argument. Okay, so what does it means? Okay, so command line argument, when we talk about the command line arguments, it means in every Java class, when we write in Java class, right? So we have the method called main method, right? Public static void main, and we pass the argument, right? So what happens when we run that Java program? So JVM will call that main method automatically, right? On execute, or when we run the program, right? And whatever the piece of code is written inside that, it will execute. Okay, so that's the very first thing, correct? But if you'll notice, right, so let's say we have the class, okay, test, okay, and in that class we have public static void main, right? And we see the string arguments, right, as the parameter, right? And we have this parameter, right? So this is the static method which is in this class test, and we have this argument which is passed. So what does it means? So when this class runs, either it can accept no argument, right? So which we usually use, right, when we run the Java the class. So usually this method is being called, and usually we are not passing any value. So even that piece of code which we have written inside public static void main, it will be executed, right? Now this method, when we run, while running this this class, we can pass that argument also, either no argument or zero argument, one, two, so on. So this is kind of this method overloading also, right? This is the out of box method overloading example from Java. Okay, so while running, when we pass some argument, right, through what does means when this main method is being called, so whatever the value we are passing it from here, that is called your command line argument. Hope this is clear. Okay, we'll see example of each case also. Okay, so next technique, we'll talk about the system.console. So generally when we write this system.console, this is the very easy way to take the input from user. Okay, take the input from the user, and then, oh, if you want to perform any operation with that data, you can perform and then get the output. Okay, so now what happened in this case? But since what happens in most of the IDEs, okay, when I'm talking about the IDEs, it can be either Eclipse, right? It can be Eclipse or IntelliJ, right? So it can be, right, IntelliJ, all those things, etc. So usually this feature or this system.console is disabled. Okay, so if we want, even if we want to use the system console, we have to run that Java class from terminal. Okay, by running the command Java, then the class name, let's say here test, and then we pass the argument, we pass the user input data, whatever you want to pass. Okay, so since it's not supported by most of the ID, so most of the developer usually avoid using the system.console. Okay, next one is your system.in. So what this system.in, this is again the another technique to write interactive program in Java. So what happens here, we can now uh, in order to use this system.in, right, in our um, or in order to accept any user data, we need to write first the piece of code here. Okay, to use this feature in in our Java class to accept the data. So this is also usually being avoided by most of the developers. So this is also, since it's unnecessarily we have to write a lot of code, okay, to make this working. So that's why we usually avoid this, and we'll see this in example. The last and the most popular technique to accept the user input data is scanner. Okay, so usually what we so what scanner will do, this is also again the Java utility, right, class, which provide us to read data from console or from file. Okay, so we can write read the data from from console or from file. So hope these all points are clear and all these techniques are clear. So I can proceed with the example. Okay. So let's open. I will open ID. Okay. So let's open this Eclipse ID. Sorry, IntelliJ ID, and I will create one project here. Okay. So this is very first project. I'm going to create one project. I'll give name of this my workspace name, syntax Adda. Okay, and I'm giving this project name is interactive. Okay, and you can give any name, that is fine. I'm giving this name. Okay, since I'm using the most recent version, that is Java 17, so that's fine. You can use any version right now. Like Java 8 is like, you can use at least the uh, Java 8. Okay, so I will just create. So it will create one project for me. Okay, now I'm going to create one class here. Okay, inside this default this source folder, I'm going to create one class, and I will give this name as interactive program, uh, interactive programming test. Okay, so this is my class. Okay, so I will first create a method that is main method. Okay, in Eclipse, sorry, in IntelliJ IDE, you can either write the shortcut for public static void main, and it will create your public static void main method, or you can just type in manually. Okay, both ways is fine. Okay, so now we are going to use the very first example using command line argument example. Okay, so it's a very simple. So what we are going to do, we are just going to print system dot out dot print any print ln, and we are going to just see what's the user input. Okay, so how I will see, so I will just print this args 0. So I'm just assuming the user while running this method will expect, expect at least one argument from this method, right? So right now, if I will run, right, if I will run here, it might give some error. Okay, we'll see. It might give some array index out of box. Okay, so we'll run this. That's running. So if you'll see here, it is giving array index out of bound, right? Bounds exception. Okay. So, okay. So it means we have to run this from terminal. Okay. So I have some problem in this terminal. So what I will do, I will take some help of online editor, Java editor. Okay, or IDE, where I will just execute this. Okay. So let's see if there is any. Okay, I will go to Chrome and I will type in some online Java IDE something. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So let's go with this since we are just testing it, right? So doesn't matter here. So let's see if I will just paste in everything here. Okay. So we have to provide the, so first we'll change check this language here, and now we'll provide the input. Okay, let's say Ranjan. Okay, my last name, and I will execute it. Let's see what happened. Oh, so if you'll see, we while running, right, I have provided this, input as Ranjan, right? And it has accepted it and it has printed it. So you can do any, operation. You can pass any number of arguments from here, and accordingly you can print it. Okay. So even, let's say Ranjan, and then, Ram, something, let's see what. So what happens? So since we passed two argument here, right? And we are just printing which argument, and like array of index 0, right? So that's why we are getting only Ranjan. Let's print index position 1 and see. Well, so we are getting Ram. Okay, so this is the example of your command line argument. Now coming back to our IntelliJ. Okay, so this was the first example. Let's comment this out. Now second example, we'll see using System.console. Okay, so let's write a program here. So what we are going to do, we are going to accept the, this is another technique which we talked about, but usually, as I mentioned, this is when you run this, might not let you to accept the user input data, because this is mostly disabled by most of the IDE. So we'll see how we can run this. Okay, so what I will do, let's say I'm going to um, take the input. Okay, and let's say system dot console. Okay, and then I will say read line. Okay, so it will read the line. Okay, which user will provide, and then I will print it out. Okay, system dot out dot println, or we can use the printf also. Okay, so what okay, so okay, and let's not discuss it here, so that's fine. So println, and I'm just passing the same thing, right? Input, and I'm going to just see what user has input. Okay, now if I will try to run this, let's see what happens. So yeah, so it is throwing null pointer exception, right? And it is saying can't invoke this console because return type of this console is none. Okay, so it means no, this is disabled by your ID. So we can run it through terminal. We can go, but right now I can't run it because I have some problem here. So again, I'm going to take the help of online editor. So again, I will just copy this one and let's see if I can run here. Okay, let's see, just paste it. Okay, and let's see if it allows. I'm just now it will be based on the when we'll have I will just give some pop-up here. System dot out dot println and semicolon. Inside I will put in some message. Write your input. Okay, let's say this. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so here we have some issue. So we'll try some another ID. Let's see if we can use this one. Okay, then I will just paste in here the information. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, so it is asking the prompt, asking us with this prompt, write your input. So I will write Ranjan. So it is giving me the output as Ranjan. So this is, as you know, right? So the first one was the command line argument, which we have to provide while running the uh, program, right? And this one, once we run the program, while running, when we are running the program, when this it's prompting, right? So whatever we write in the console, it will take this value. Okay. So hope this is clear. Now we'll see the another example. So let me just comment this out. Okay. So next example is using system dot in, which I told is not widely popular among developer. Okay. So when we write this one, we have to write some piece of code to make it working. So which we usually don't like. So we'll write input stream. Let me just see 1 second. So input stream reader, uh, let's say it's a reader, will do, will create the object of this input stream reader. Okay. And then we have to create the buffered reader. Okay. Let's say buffered reader as BR. Okay. Then we'll create buffered reader object and we'll pass reader like input stream reader this, and then we can again string and just taking the input. Okay, and I'm saying br dot read line. Okay, so read line. So when we are running this, we are seeing this error, right? What it's saying, unhandled exception. So it's your checked exception we are getting, when which checked exception, as we know, it's a compile time error, right? When we are going to compile this one, then only it is showing it, right? So we have to handle it. So this is again the problem using the this system dot sorry, I didn't pass this system dot in. Okay, so that's the issue, right? So I need to either add this the exception that is going to throw the input output exception. So even if you'll see this input buffer dot buffered reader, these are coming from java.io package. Okay, so this is going to throw input output exception. So we have to declare this with this method declaration. So if I'm add exception, if you see here, it has added through input output exception. And the same thing, we'll just copy it here. Okay, and then I will just pass it, just paste it here. Now let's run and then see. Okay. So it is giving me, sorry, I didn't give any prompt so that people can understand. So I will give just copying this. Okay. And then, I will give here. Okay. I'll say write your input. Okay. And then I will save it. Again, I will run. So I'm getting this. I will put in Ranjan here. So input, it's giving me the prompt as Ranjan. So, okay. So if you want, we can use this also, but the problem here is uh, lot of codes, right? So we have to, unnecessarily create two objects here, input stream reader, right? Then again, buffered reader, and then we have to perform the a read line. We need to call this instance method on BR and buffer reader to read the line from the console. Okay, so this is about your system.in. Now let's talk about the other option, which is the very simplest one, that is your scanner one. Okay, so for the scanner one, we are going to create the scanner. Okay, and we'll give some name as scanner only. Okay, and new, and ultimately it is going to take the argument as system.in only. Sorry, so system.in. Okay, so if you see here, why it is throwing error, because I think this is not required. Okay, throw the exception, and can't resolve symbol scanner. Yes. Mm, I hope everything is fine. Okay, let's see. And we'll type string input, let's say, and we'll type in scanner dot next line. I think it's not able to resolve this. Maybe I need to import it. Import java dot util. Okay, and I will just import scanner. Okay, so this error has gone. Ideally it should have given me imported the package automatically, but that's fine. So we are reading this line, right? So again, the same thing, I will just put in here, write your input. Okay, and then I will just uh, we'll see, run this. So it's a simple, so once we have initialized scanner, class, right, by passing the system.in, and then we can call the instance method on this, object or instance, right, and then we can we can start, reading the data from user. So let's run this. Something happened. Maybe I need to put in this here or somewhere before the object creation also. That is fine. Let's see. If we've done this, stop the run. Okay. So write your input. So again, I'm writing Ranjan. So input is Ranjan. Okay. So again, just to add, you can also read the, file using this scanner. Okay, so how you can read this? You can, if you are reading, right, so you can just pass the you can pass the file, right, if you want to read, right, from the file, so you can read the same thing from the file also using the scanner. Okay, so you can pass the new instance of the file by passing the path. Okay, so I think that's enough which we covered. Okay, so hope you understood the things very well. uh, Thank you for spending time, and if you like my video, please like, and if you want more exciting video on uh, mm, from this Syntax Adda from my channel, then please subscribe, and please press the bell icon also. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.